Hey there everyone, it's Austin Bach here once again for Kaladesh Draft on the Magic Online client. We're back with a pretty interesting pick. We've got a Master Trinketeer, which is a very good card. If it doesn't get dealt with right away, it can just take over a game. We've got Whirler Virtuoso, which is, in my opinion, one of the best uncommons in the set. The place I've liked it best is being splashed in a blue-green energy deck, and it's like a Windmill Slam Bomb in that deck. And I like this card a lot. Like, there are a lot of rares I would take this over, but Master Trinketeer is very similar in power level. Even though I think it's in a much worse color, you know, it's going to be much more likely to make our deck, and the impact on the game that it has is very similar, so I think I'm going to take it here. Other cards of note, Die Young is a fine removal spell, but black I think is in the lower tier of colors in the set. Not that that wouldn't prevent me from taking it if it was the best card. Underhanded Design's also notable, but a little more restrictive. Ooh, we've got some more good picks here. Cloud Blazer is a really nice card. It is multicolor, but considering we first picked a white card, I'd be pretty happy taking it here. Other cards of note, Tidy Conclusions, very good. Always happy to take that early. Prophetic Prism. Some people are higher on this than I am. Like, I don't think it's a first pick quality card, but I'm happy to take it, you know, third, fourth, fifth. You know, generally in a draft. Gear Seeker Serpent, pretty good, and then a bunch of stuff I'm not really interested in. But yeah, I'm going to take Cloud Blazer. It's a very nice card. Let's see if we can go white-blue, perhaps. Huh. We've got some more good white cards. We've got a Glint Sleeve Artisan and a Fairgrounds Warden, both of which I'd be happy to take here. I think I'll go with the Fairgrounds Warden here. It's interesting to note that if we do end up white-blue, there's a little bit of synergy with like flickering your own guys. Like Cloud Blazer is sort of the premium guy to do that on, but Glint Sleeve Artisan's actually better at that than Fairgrounds Warden, because you can't like do any like stack shenanigans with Fairgrounds Warden anymore with the new templating. But I think it's still just a better card in general. Just slightly less synergistic, just more powerful on its own. Wow, that is a late Unlicensed Disintegration. I could take it here, or I could take an Aether Theorist or a Prophetic Prism if I wanted to stay on color. High-Dead Hermit is okay. I like it a lot in blue-green, but don't really like it anywhere else. I think it's close between the Theorist and the Prophetic Prism. I'm leaning towards the Theorist, but I'm not confident about that. Prophetic Prism does a lot more interesting things. It'll allow us to splash, like if we get something like a Whirler Virtuoso much later, even though that card's not at its best in white-blue. It's close. I think I'm going to take the Prism here. We don't know for sure that we're going to be blue. Like maybe we end up like white-green splashing the Cloud Blazer or something, so this leaves me a little bit more open. Here's an Aether Tradewinds, which I think is at its best in white-blue for the reasons I stated before. These cards impress me quite a bit. Games tend to go pretty long if you're, you know, as long as you don't get run over by like a Renegade Freighter. But even in the games where you are getting beat down, this can help you buy some time. And then late in the game, you just like reset a Cloud Blazer and just pull very far ahead. So I think I'm happy to take that here over like a Thriving Turtle, Engineered Might, and like some mediocre cards. Still not seeing a lot of reason to be blue, but haven't seen anything to pull me into another color yet either. I like the Mastodon. It's fine. There's generally better 5-drops, but he's a card I'm not unhappy to put in my deck. So I think I'll just take that here. Another very late red card, which I could take. Acrobatic Renewer. It's a card I don't want to have too many copies of, but much like the Tradewinds, I'm happy to have it in blue-white in particular. I'm kind of tempted to just take this Pyrohelix. I'm getting the vibe that red might be open. We could still be like red-white aggro and just forgo some of these blue cards. We still haven't seen reason that blue's going to be open moving forward. And given that we're not really missing out on anything besides this maneuver, I don't mind this pickup too much, even though I don't think it's going to work out necessarily. Select for Inspection's fine. I don't mind playing one. It's not like super high impact, but sometimes just like you really want the tempo advantage. Nothing else really of note. Oh, Gluttonous Crane came back around. That's a pretty nice pickup. Got a couple artifacts already, and we can probably get a couple more as the pack goes on. Consulate Skygate has also been pretty impressive to me. I think it's a very similar card to the Crane. It's good defensive play where you're beating down with flyers and whatnot. Oh, Contragant Kingpin's still in the pack, huh? Puzzle Knot, probably not going to play, but there's a chance I play an off-color Puzzle Knot if I get like some Gear Seeker Serpents or something, because that's one of the things that blue can do pretty well. Windrake, pretty happy to see that come back. Wingsmith, I still have yet to play this card, but there are some decks where I could definitely see playing it, so. Alright, not a bad pack. We didn't get any great removal. Got the Fairgrounds Warden and just some bounce spells, so just gonna keep playing it by ear and see if these colors remain open, and hopefully open something sweet. Maybe another Cloud Blazer, some modules would be nice. A second Fairgrounds Warden is interesting. There's also a Revoke Privileges. Eliminate the competition. I mean, I'm definitely not against splashing a powerful rare if it's like single colored. We've got the Prism, and we could maybe pick up another Prism or an Aether Hub or something. This card is fine. It's a pretty good combo with Master Trinketeer, come to think of it. But this doesn't seem like the color combination to really take advantage of this. I don't know, maybe we could pick up more, fabricate cards, make some tokens, really try to push the advantage on that. So I think it really just comes down to Privileges versus Warden. And I think I'm leaning towards the Privileges. I think the Warden's a better card, but it's much more susceptible to removal if you really just need to get their creature out of the way. So Privileges is just more consistent, and we've already got the first copy of Warden, and we don't have any hard removal yet, so I think this is the pick, but I'm not confident about that. I think my order here is Privileges, then Warden, then Eliminate, but I could see any one of these three being correct. Padim Console of Innovation. This is a card I played in my first draft, and it was not super impressive to me. But we've got a little bit of a better start on it this time, so we could try it out, but we've also got a Glint Sleeve Artisan, which I'd be pretty happy to take, a Malfunction, which is a good removal. Sky Swirl Harrier has been also very impressive, but is a 5-drop, which we've got a couple of already. I think I'm leaning towards this Artisan. Just a good creature. We're not really hurting for removal right now, so I'm not too tempted to take this Malfunction this early, because it's kind of mediocre if you've got better options. Yeah, I think I'll take the Artisan. Maybe we can try to go for some sort of go-wide plan in addition to just chipping in with flyers. Eddy Trail Hawk. I like it in like really aggressive decks, like maybe white-red if you want to just continue getting in with your 2 and 3 drops, or in white-green if you're sending in big fatties like Pima Outriders and whatnot. Doesn't seem at its best in this color combination, but in general our game plan is going to be to race them through the skies. We've got a couple good flyers already, so this seems like an alright way to continue that plan. Just get our Master Trinketeer in a couple times. There's really nothing else for me here anyway. We're pretty locked into our colors at this point. I haven't seen any indication that they're really drying up, but I also haven't seen any really strong signals. Oh my goodness, look at this pack. Another Master Trinketeer and another Cloud Blazer. That's insane. So I've got a decision to make once again. Wow, that's a tough one. I haven't had a ton of experience with Master Trinketeer. I know in some games it's like absolutely insane, and then in other games you just get run over before you can really get anything going. Cloud Blazer's just always been good. So I think, is there any way I can wheel this Cloud Blazer? It seems really unlikely. There's been 3 cards taken already, so it would have to be what are we on, the 30th, or we're on the 19th, so it would have to be the 27th card in the pack. That's very unlikely. Man, this is hard. I don't really want to make this decision, but I think I'm going to take the Trinketeer. I think it's just has the higher potential, even though Cloud Blazer's great. Just having two of these just seems like so good. Alright, here's a Propeller Pioneer, which I'm a big fan of. I like it better than the Console Shield Guard, so this is a little easier pick. Man, I'm still sad about that. I did not think I would be passing a Cloud Blazer, but powerful rare does tend to do that. So that having two of those now does kind of change my direction here, because we're pretty much guaranteed to win the long game if we go long enough. So we don't necessarily have to prioritize, you know, tempo plays and cheap flyers to try to steal games. We can just kind of sit back, you know, play a more normal game of Magic and be confident that we can win the long game now that we have two of these guys. So here I could take another Trade Winds, but I'll just take an Impeccable Timing. Kind of exactly what I was talking about, just the efficient, cheap removal over the high variance tempo play. Cogworkle's Puzzle Knot, also interesting, but Whirler Maker is is sort of the same thing I was talking about. It's a pretty good combo with Trinketeer, but kind of not necessary if we have a Trinketeer out. Insidious Will, also pretty good. You know, I actually kind of like the Insidious Will in this deck. Having the double Trinketeer, a lot of the times our play pattern is going to be to play this on turn 3, and then turn 4 play a land and say go. And then we can either cast Insidious Will if they cast something that we want to counter, or just make a servo, so that's actually pretty nice. Whirler Maker is a card I would like in this kind of deck, but as I said, I think we're just not going to need the late game power. It's been a very interesting draft, but nothing really for me here. Just Kingpins wheeling left and right. Don't really see anything I want to play. Maybe I need to side this guy in. Yeah, these late red cards coming around, that's pretty interesting. Eager Construct, I guess I could play. It's an artifact, so we can find it with our Glintnest Crane, I guess. That's not very exciting, but 2-drop is a 2-drop. Accomplice Automaton, I don't see myself playing, but you never know. I'm not really focused on late game power at this point. I feel like I've been hammering that point home, but still worth mentioning. Tasseled Dromedary is a pretty good sideboard card. I like it a lot better than Curio Vendor if your opponent's playing a bunch of cheap ground pounders like Thriving Grubs and whatnot. It's a good blocker. Wow, Aether Theorist came around. That's a nice gift. Did not get the Cloud Blazer as expected, but I'm very happy with how that pack went. We got a late bomb rare, even though we had to pass a Cloud Blazer. We got some good removal, and we're set up pretty well for pack 3.